Having a quick sip of water. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Raid Call RD2 League. As always, I'm Baseskip, bringing you guys unofficial coverage of this game. And while I say unofficial, I do have permission from the organizers to be covering this match. This is Game 3, the third and final game of this best-of-3 set between Empire and VP. VP going to be over on the Radiant side, and Empire going to be on the Dire. And a big thank you, as always, to RD2L for providing me, giving me permission to cast these games. And the official coverage for this tournament, as always, is AC and Draskell over on the One More Game TV2 stream. So, to start things off, we're actually going to have a Darkseer ban from VP. Undying going to be banned by Empire, so we'll see if Caudle or Wisp make it through within these next two bans. And that could sow utter chaos. They were both banned out the last two games, and I guess both teams really want this last one. It was a really convincing game one from Empire. Huge amount of team fight, worked out fantastically for them. They went for a very similar offensive tri lane in game two. They got shut down by a Wuggernaut, and VP just went from there, destroying pretty much every other lane with a roaming Venomancer. So Caudle's going to be banned out by VP, and Mag's going to be removed by Empire. So Wisp is going to make it through into the pool. Empire going to choose Nyx and Bat. So some very strong pick-off oriented heroes there, and CK going to be in the hands of VP, so we're going to see some CK Wisp action. So Empire, they immediately have to be in deal with CK Wisp mode. They have a couple of options. You run an offensive tri-lane and try and take advantage of the fact that Wisp is quite weak in a defensive tri-lane, though CK does complement him quite nicely. Or they run a defensive tri-lane, pick up someone like a Nyx as their carry, and look to fight it out from there. The reason I say Nyx is because he is one of the very few carries in the game that doesn't actually care about being relocated on that much. You see the relocate, you pop Rage, you don't get stunned, you can range in TP as soon as you see the relocate. Otherwise you can infest a creep. It makes it very, very tiresome for CK to try and get at you. And between that very potent combination, it makes your carry basically immune to relocate ganks, which is great. So we might have to see Empire pick that up as that third pick here if they aren't going to be running an offensive tri-lane to try and get CK off to a bad start. And Jarakov are going to be picked up by VP, so they're going to have that degree of flexibility in their draft, the potential mid, the potential support. If it is going to be a support, then I think VP are opening themselves up a little bit to being offensively tri-laned against. And with the Bane pickup, it looks like Empire are heading in that direction right now. And Bane Nyx, definitely a potent offensive tri-lane support combination. So heading into the bans, Empire, they've picked up a solo, they've picked up their two supports, they're looking for another solo, and then their carry. As far as that solo goes, they could be looking at something like a Clinks, which is obviously quite a common pickup for them, played by Funnick. There's still a Lone Druid in the pool as well, and he's not bad against CK Wisp ganks, since he is just so absurdly tanky. CK and Wisp can sometimes have trouble bringing him down before support arrives. VP are very wisely, in my opinion, going to choose to ban out the Nyx, so that carry, who is such a pest for CK and Wisp, not there. And what's it going to be? So Nature's Prophet banned out by Empire, so even more hinting at the defensive tri-lane from them right now, and we saw how much havoc Santa was able to wreak on that Nature's Prophet in the last game, so moving that option. And Empire this time around sort of forced to ban those more mid-oriented solos, while VP actually going for the carries. So it's just a bit of a flip as far as the sides of the draft go, and it just goes to show how the minds of each of the drafters work. Frankly, they're both very similar as far as their teams go, and they're both very similar as far as what they like to run. So Lena's going to be banned out here by VP, the carry that Empire have been typically running in those offensive tri-lane scenarios, though perhaps not looking towards that since they do have the Nyx, who's not really going to be taking as much advantage of the Lunar Blessing. And Empire, what's the last ban going to be out for them? Puck is still in the pool for Scandal if they're looking to secure themselves out another solo lane. Quap does remain as well, so we might see some Puck versus Quap on mid action, and Clockwork going to be the ban out here by Empire. So VP, what's it going to be for them? I think they've more or less sorted out their defensive trialing, though Gyrocopter, as always, doesn't necessarily have to be a support. He does just have trouble against a lot of mids, and if Empire are going to be running an offensive tri-lane, then as always, all of those heroes are pretty much going to be locked in, and the solos are more or less going to be left to fend for themselves. And Gyrocopter can do okay, but it's really matchup dependent, and if he finds himself against a Batrider, then he's definitely going to be in for a bad time. So, VP, what's it going to be for them? There aren't really any other options as far as global presence goes, since the Nature's Prophet is being banned out. They could look at something like a Tinker, but if Empire are going to be putting the aggression on early, Tinker does need a little bit of space to get going, and I don't think that's space that VP are going to be able to provide in this game. I think it's going to be tooth and nail fighting back and forth, though Empire could take the draft in a completely different direction. They could pick up an offlaner, and then just run a really hard carry. Even a Faceless Void wouldn't be too bad, especially against CK Wisp. You can always just time walk away. And the Chronosphere as well is always there to try and save your ass. So, VP, what are your solos going to be? You've only got 10 seconds left.
10 seconds.
So, Windrunner going to be the pickup here. It's probably going to be one solo. Empire right now. Still looking at Quap, maybe Puck. Still not sure who the carry is going to be in that offensive tri lane, though they have been known to run Batrider, and it's actually going to be a Shadow Demon, so it looks like bumping the Nyx up a little bit. Or maybe running something like a solo mid Shadow Demon. It's interesting to see. It could just be a mid Nyx this game. And we've got all the sleepy Aussies in chat, chatting away. So thanks guys for hanging out, and I'd comment more on your conversation, but I don't want it in the VOD. So I'll talk to you guys after the game. VP now looking for perhaps their last solo, though they might be feeling a little bit more safe as far as the defensive tri lane goes, and they're actually going to opt to pick themselves up a Veno here. So it looks like they're bumping the Gyrocopter up a little bit. Yeah, and I won't talk about what's happening in chat right now. So Empire, what's it going to be for you? Who's your carry going to be? You've got 3 supports. I mean, Nyx can be a little bit more farmy, but it isn't really a carry by any stretch of the imagination, and I do really think they're going to need that scaling damage source. I mean, even if it's a relatively early game carry, even someone like the Juggernaut that we saw from VP in the last game, they've got to come up with something, and with the Shadow Demon pickup, I'm really interested, not even just a little bit, but really interested to see how this draft is finished out. Because VP, frankly, looking quite strong at the moment, and I guess they've got a degree of flexibility that I didn't talk about earlier in terms of just running the CK Wisp as perhaps a duo mid, then Veno plus Gyrocopter, and then Windrunner just handling a solo lane by herself. So yeah, it's interesting to see how this game's going to play out, and I think it's definitely going to be quite aggressive from both sides. And Empire, they're going to go for Leshrac, so I guess another quote-unquote support going to be played in a slightly more farmy role this game, and nice combo with the Shadow Demon, but it means that the clock is ticking for Empire pretty much constantly. I mean, they've got to get that early push going, they've got to get pickoffs with the Batrider, and I think a slow blink on the Batrider could really be trouble in this game. So Empire really going to have to try and protect Funnick, since they are, I have to say, a little bit more single target oriented. I mean, as soon as you look at their lineup, right, Nyx is 100% single target, except for, you know, multi-hero Impale, which is nice in team fights. Batrider, fairly single target oriented himself, does some good AoE damage in team fights, but as far as his lockdown goes, it's on one person. Bane is sending a lot of hate one guy's way, and Leshrac has some AoE, but they don't really have that many AoE stuns or anything like that. And compare that to the Poison Nova, compare that to Flak Cannon and Call Down. We'll see how this all plays out. So we get into the game over on the side of VP. We have a very quick pause, and Crazy going to be playing the Venomancer, A-Man going to be on the Chaos Knight, Santa on the Windrunner, KSI on the Gyrocopter, and that leaves NS to play the Wisp. Over on the side of Empire, we've got Bladebrain playing the Leshrac, Funnick is going to be on the Batrider, SS or Silent is going to be on the Bane, and Go Black on the Shadow Demon, and Scandal on the Nyx. So interested to see how this really early game strategy works out from Empire. If they get punished early on, then there is no late game for them. They can't turtle, they can't sit back and say, well, we'll just farm up a little bit and then we'll try and fight them later. This has got to be aggression the whole time. If they ever get put onto the back foot, then I think they're really going to be in trouble. So Empire hopefully going to be able to execute that trademark aggression. And Empire just swapping heroes around a little bit right now. Scandal going to be on the Batrider and Funnick now on the Nyx. So maybe just trying to throw a little bit of screwball the way of VP, and something that they actually did in the last game as well. But yeah, interesting to see. So just waiting on Silent, just waiting on NS to get back. Interesting to see that he actually went AFK since he drafted for VP, so maybe needs a very quick bio break at the moment. And hopefully we'll see him pick up his hero in just a second. We'll be able to get underway, but VP, you have to give them the late game. If this drags on too long, CK is probably going to be able to get at least reasonably farmed. And Windrunner and Gyrocopter scale quite well into the late game compared to the heroes over on the side of Empire. So yeah, it's gotta be non-stop aggression from Empire, and if it works, it'll work, and they can definitely take the game if they can keep VP on the back foot. They've got a lot of push power, they've got a lot of pick off, they've got a lot of gank, and they've got a lot of early fight with not really waiting for anyone to try and find any farm. So we shall have to see, and we have argument back and forth in chat as to who has clinched this game, and there's debate back and forth, but I'm not going to throw in my 2 cents just yet, and I think I've already said enough about how I think the game might go, and there's definitely a way out for both teams to win, but it's going to come down to execution, and it's going to come down to play, and I think that's the best situation to be in. Though, no bro is correct in chat. Empire are extremely susceptible to CK Wisp right now. All of their heroes don't really have outs if they get caught by a CK Wisp relocate gank. So hopefully that early pressure from Empire will be enough to keep the Wisp down. And the problem is as well is that Wisp sort of forces you into a 5-man Dota situation, because Wisp is weak, frankly, in big clashes and things like that. He does prefer some more pick-off oriented play, but that's sort of Empire's strategy at the moment as well. Again, running over their lineup, they don't necessarily have immense team fight. They've got nice pick-off potential, and they've got nice ganking potential with pretty much any pairing of 2 of their heroes, but that's a style of game that VP are looking to run as well. So NS does now make it back, picks up the shiny ball of the Wisp, and bottle to start, so it's going to be perhaps a duo mid CK Wisp from VP right now. Oh, I'm not sure what we're going to be seeing, but yeah, bottle to start from NS. A little bit unusual. KSI, it's got some observer wards picked up, and yeah, Santa and Crazy, neither of them sure who's going to be matching up against the Batrider, so they've both picked up a magic stick just to be safe to start things out. And yeah, VP looks like they're just going to start things out on the bottom lane. And only obs to start, so they're not actually they're not actually worried if they get their pull camp warded up, which is a little bit interesting to see. I guess just trying to weather the storm down on bot if it is going to be an offensive tri-lane from Empire. And Empire coming down in force. Right now the Reality Earth goes to start, but nice disruption, dodges the Venomous Gale. Well, no, actually not dodging, just keeping Airman out, and Gale not really connecting on anyone. We've got an Impale back through, connect on 3. Is the damage going to be there to kill anyone off KS or the target? There's 3 stacks of Sticky up on him, and he's trying to juke. Batrider needs to get into range to try and auto attack, and KSI actually hiding in the trees. Nicely juked there. And thank you, Call Strike, but whatever. The viewers don't really matter, and I've been really lazy in terms of streaming on this stream, so I'm not all that surprised. But anyway, a little bit of a level 1 engagement starting out. Looks like Scandal's going to be heading towards mid, and then Funnick's going to be up on top, just judging by starting items there. Empire going to be running this offensive tri-lane down on bot. It's going to be Bane, Shadow Demon, Leshrac, and they've got 2 supports that are really well equipped to set up that split earth. So they've got some nice kill potential down in this bottom lane. And yeah, Ryan Editor is 100% right about my issues as far as viewership. So we've actually got VP saying, well, you guys are going to offensively try line against us, have fun with Winner, and we're going to go run this duo mid CK Wisp. So they actually headed down towards bot to, I guess, try and get Empire to set up their lane there, but with only the Winner down here, it's going to be extremely difficult to try and find a kill on her. And even if you continue to farm the Winner, then mid's going to be having troubles. And so we've actually got a rotation through from the Bane. Right now, it's going to be duo mid versus duo mid, and KSI always waiting up on the high ground, and he wants blood. Might just wait around until there's level 2 up. No, there's the Reality Rift to go, and it's a pretty lucky one as well. The Impale flies through onto KSI. Sound trying to run himself away. There's a Nightmare up on the CK, going to be transferred onto the Wisp, but that's going to be the end of the aggression. And nicely played there by Empire. And I mean, Venomancer was waiting a very long time to try and find that one. Up on top, Crazy not going to be having a fun time against Funnick. Already 4 stacks up. Now the 5th, Funnick doesn't want to walk into the Rocket Barrage, but now jumps up. Firefly 6 stacks. This is probably going to be our first blood here. All he needs to... Oh! The Rocket Barrage. Almost enough. Nice clutch stick charges there, but the first blood will be drawn by Funnick, so nicely played.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Kill going either way. Definitely in the advantage of Funnick since he managed to get the level up from that one. But Crazy respawns slightly quicker, so he comes back, gets the creep wave that was waiting for him. And not a huge loss overall. Though Gyrocopter will be having a hard time against the Batrider. As you saw, he can use the Rocket Barrage to punish quite harshly if Funnick gets too far away from the creeps. So, Empire down on bot, putting the pressure on Santa, but that's about it. He's got 10 wand charges up already just from that early engagement. And just spamming out, effectively being the off lane down on this bottom lane right now. And Scandal picks up his bottle. And oh, regen actually picked up by the Bane there, went up for the 2-minute rune. And denying that one to NS, fairly significant. Out of sips, the courier hasn't been upgraded just yet. And he does just barely have enough gold, but would prefer not to be bottle crowing. Especially when you're running a duo mid. The assumption is sort of that, well, you're running a duo mid, you can leave one hero and then the other one can go off and sort of check runes. But not going to be the case here since Empire have rotated heroes through. Funnick taking some damage and Crazy taking basically none there. So nicely played by him, and Funnick doesn't actually have his Tranquil Boots up just yet. So this harassment is actually sticking. We've got KSI, the level 1 Venomancer waiting off to the side, and Firefly already used. Well, Funnick might be in trouble. He does have the Flame Break available. I'm going to pop off that salve just to top himself off, but needs to be careful right now. And what do we got going on? NS is successfully running a small camp pull, so being an absolute pest there and shutting down some levels on the Nyx. So another strength of, well, having this Wisp in the duo mid is when you're on the Radiant side, you can run this fairly cheesy mid pull. It is a little bit more difficult to pull off these days, so I guess you have to be a little bit more lenient of it. And that's bottle crowing as well, does not have his refilled bottle. Oh, the stun out on Santa. He hasn't used the Winner just yet, so trying to make his escape. And Blow gonna have the lightning up in just a second, but Santa could make it into the fog, so will survive for now. Up on top, Silent keeping an eye on KSI. 4 stacks up on Crazy. Silent putting out some good damage. There's the brain set, the flame break back as well. Actually knocks him forward. Rocket Barrage doing huge damage in the stick charges. Silent might die here. There's just trading hits. Crazy's gonna drop first, but Silent follows shortly after, and KSI looking to cut off the avenues of escape for Funnick. He's just going to shop as best he can. I think KSI is going to find his kill. Nice block in with the ward. Funnick is trapped. He's got nothing, and the tether through as well from NS. He wants some XP. He wants some gold. Nicely played by KSI, and that was a huge ward trap. Funnick just completely helpless. Don't think he really lost any gold there, but not going to be happy with the situation all the same. And yeah, 1 kill the lead right now for VP. XP about 400 in it right now, so not a huge amount. And pretty much nothing as far as the gold goes, so looking pretty good, but looking better for VP. Again, they've got the slightly better late game lineup, and they're making the right moves to get it there. Crazy already finding some reasonable farm. Nobody on the map really with all that much right now, but it's sort of to be expected, and again, sort of in VP's favor to keep trucking towards the late game. So Funnick, smoke gank for him. Just scouting out right now, maybe suspecting that NS is going to be going for this mid pull, but it's actually Airman coming down as well. Courier flies in. Funnick still just waiting. Oh, can he find this kill? The trees have respawned, so NS can't actually find the pull, and now Funnick just going to have to resort to walking his way around. Oh, VP, they go down to the river, and Airman stuck right now. The Impale's going to fly, the drag back going to be there in just a second. No, oh, there's the drag, waiting for the tether. Airman in trouble, but is there going to be enough damage? Pops up the stick charges, finds a 2-second stun, and Scandal actually probably going to be the first one to drop. Airman still making his escape. The Soul Catcher from the high ground, along with that one right click, enough to find that kill, but now Silent finds himself trapped. KSI going to work. There's a defensive disruption from GoBlack. They're buying him so much time, trying to knock someone up onto the high ground. KSI being turned around on 3 stacks of the Shadow Poison up as well. Santa does manage to drop KSI, but it's one more going the way of Empire on this middle lane. Santa, Soul Catcher up on him. GoBlack has a Tango, going to use it. And now Airman running in towards mid. Boots fairly speedy, but GoBlack makes his escape more or less. There's a regen waiting for him, so looks like he's going to be fine. And Bloody Brain just coming down to ensure that one. Now a bit of a turnaround from GoBlack. Blow, going to be able to connect the stun. Airman in a little bit of trouble. They've got the damage, bringing him low. He does have 9 stick charges, so pops them as he crests the high ground. Will be enough to keep him alive for now, but Blow still looking for that lightning. Is it going to be enough? They connect the poison, and the lightning, rank 3, enough to find that kill. So, nicely played and a lucky regen for GoBlack. Frankly, the turnaround point there. Didn't have enough mana for the combo otherwise. And so I guess Airman cursing his luck a little bit there. Up on top, call down throne, and only 2 stacks up on, well, Crazy right now, so looks like he's going to be fine. Nice Venomous Gale thrown out there by KSI, and Funnick on the retreat, does have his bottle up. And so should be fine. Up on top, what have we got going on? KSI just going to be throwing down a couple of wards. Silent comes through as well. He's actually up to finish up his magic wand. So just realizing how absolutely intense these fights have been early on. And yeah, Airman goes back to farming on mid. Scandal has managed to find himself a little bit of space, but not quite that all-important level 6 just yet. So can't really leave this middle lane at the moment. And Airman makes a big movement up towards top. This was spotted out by the last seconds of this Empire ward. So Silent Funnick wisely going to be backing themselves off. And gank. Not going to connect there from VP. A little bit of wasted time, though. They are going to be sending 3 towards mid right now. Scandal has managed to find level 6, so without anti-invis, they shouldn't be able to find this one. And VP, are they going to try their luck? If they find a hero shackle, they might be able to chain stun into death, but it's only a level 1 shackle. And while there are 3 points up in the Chaos Bolt, it would be a little bit luck-based to try and find that kill, especially if Scandal managed to get the Carapace off in between. So Santa makes his way down towards Blow, up to level 6. He's got some Arcane Boots online, but again, onus on Empire to try and make things happen, try and win this game, since they've effectively got sort of 5 early to mid-game heroes, and VP, well, holding all the carry cards right now. So Funnick finds some farm in the jungle, but a very, very long way away from his Blink Dagger right now, and with the bottle showing that he wants to be a little bit more active around the map. GoBlack going to be spotted out by NS and KSI, and Crazy coming in as well. Defensive disruption to try and buy some time. In comes Scandal, but the power shot through finishes that story. And now the chase on to Blow Your Brain. Says, Scandal, help me. Throws out the stun, but that's going to be about it. And Scandal now forced to retreat out 4 heroes down in this bottom lane, and Airman looking to join the fray as well. So 2 nice easy kills picked up by VP, and just great map movement from them all around. Pretty much using TPs every single time they're off cooldown, but it's paying dividends. And warding, honestly a little bit superior from them at the moment as well. And probably a big part of why they haven't really been picked off and why they have this 2-kill lead. So GoBlack going to be making his way towards mid right now. Blow just trying to find a little bit more farm, but he's still only level 6, and I guess giving you guys an idea of the hero level. It's a bit of a split pack, but looking slightly better for VP right now. And just the 2 supports bringing up the rear. But there is no relocate up just yet on the Wisp, and that's something big that we are going to have to keep an eye on. We're making our way up towards 10 minutes. Crazy, highest farmer on the map right now, and since denies aren't really all that relevant with the aggressive play that we're seeing, I'll just leave it on net worth for the next little bit. Silent, smoked up. Fiend's Grip available. Gonna spot Santa. There's the Nightmare. NS and Crazy ready to go. Soul Catcher up. Scandal trying to put out some damage, blocked out the path just a little bit. Santa, will he drop? They need a brain sap. It's going to be enough to find that kill, and Crazy drops at the same time. 2-4 on the exchange, and Nas going to try and make his escape. The creep wave's coming in, but Tether not going to be off cooldown in time. He's running up right now, tries to tether himself back. Nicely attempted juke, but 3 kills picked up by Empire, and a double kill there for Blow Your Brain. No points up in the Edict, so they can't really look to bring down this tier 1 tower all that quickly, and at the same time, up on top, KSI and Airman find themselves a kill on the Batrider. So even, well, slowing down that, well, potential blink from Funnick, but it's going to be a very, very long way away right now. Tier 1 tower under threat down on bot. Looks like Empire going to be fine to pick themselves up this one, but the tier 1 on top will be the exchange, and VP trading evenly for them. Again, I think it really favors them heading towards the late game. NS comes up to try and soak a little bit of XP. TP in from Silent, but he does need some more support. NS going around the side, and they don't have any vision of this movement right now. Sound's gonna go around. This might be trouble. The rest of Empire just a few seconds away, but that's all they really need to burst down the oh so squishy Bane. And hello Calicot, how are you doing in chat? Nice to see you again. I've been lazy with the stream, so you probably haven't been expecting to see me around, but yeah, nice to see you all the same. So, Blow has got himself a point booster picked up. Not a whole lot of farm to speak of on Empire right now, and I mean, again, I talked about the fast blink being so important on Funnick, and he really hasn't been able to find it, and they need the pick off. They need to turn these fights into uneven engagements using those picks, and yeah, that's about it. That's looking really good for VP right now, frankly, as this heads further and further into the late game. I mean, they haven't found a tower trade just yet, but it's only a 1 tower lead for Empire, looking to turn that one into 2. It's about a 2k gold lead for them, though. A lot of that is the tower, and about a 1k XP lead. So they're pulling ahead a little bit, but it's really more just about finding those crucial skill points than it is about finding overall XP, since, again, their heroes don't really scale all that well. Silent has the Fiend's Grip up, looking to make use of it one more time. And we've got just wards literally everywhere right now for Empire. Spotting every single movement. They've invested 4 wards onto the map right now, so this isn't sustainable from them. But looking to find some pickoffs while they do have this up. And yeah, just Empire looking to punish some aggression from VP on mid. How cautious are VP feeling? Does Wisp have relocate up? Yes, he does. Oh, VP. I mean, Empire are trying to bait this middle tower, but I think VP are just going one step ahead. If they bring 3 heroes up, they can immediately bring the CK Wisp in, and while Funnick and Goblike do have TPs, it's going to be a little bit slower, so tier 1 tower is denied up on top, and Airman and NS just going to be legging it towards mid right now. So no engagement, but the clock continues ticking, and I still think that this late game sort of does favor, VP. So Empire onus really on them. Try and make something happen. Funnick gonna continue to farm. He really wants that blink, and now making some good progress. But the relocate ganks threatening as always. And every single time he dies, it just sets the blink back about another minute, another 2 minutes, and that's really trouble. There is still a tier 1 up on top that he can try and put some pressure on, and a tower last hit would help him out immensely, though I don't think VP are going to be giving him that opportunity. We've got phase boots up on Santa. KSI has some arcanes. It's pretty much just upgraded boots across the board right now for both sides. We've got some treads up on Airman, and just some basic boots right now for NS, the odd man out. But Empire, grip up and push on mid. They need the blink. They need the pickoffs. They're waiting for Funnick, but I think they might, with those 3 deaths, I think it might just be waiting a little bit too long. They push up, try and force something a little bit. They have seen heroes up on top with those wards, but there are TPs available, so they can't really look to go in too aggressively. And Airman and NS off the map right now, so that relocate gank always threatening. And the call down just to continue slowing things down on mid from VP. And Empire, 4 heroes rebuked. They come in, they try and go for something, but without the power of the Batrider, they just can't really look to do anything. Funnick only a couple 100 gold away from finishing that blink, but it's oh so important, and Airman and NS now show themselves down on bot, but with the relocate, they can be anywhere in a snap. Empire could try and bait a kill on, bait the relocate on Funnick and then have some smokes waiting, but it would be a little bit obvious, frankly, and VP just able to play the cautious game right now. They don't have to go for anything too crazy. And bad puns on player names abound, but NS, the tether up. He hasn't used the spirits just yet, and that would be a pretty clear indication that he's looking to go. Since with every relocate gank, you want to have 2 sets of spirits and a fresh, well, pretty much a fresh tether, though using the relocate does actually refresh the tether duration, for anyone who didn't know. So every single Wisp relocate gank should be, you come in, you get the spirit bomb with a very low duration set of spirits, then you immediately summon the second one, and then try and get the damage out with those. And then, because you refresh the duration with the tether, you can get 1 stun, refresh the tether, and then get a double tether stun. So that's part of the reason why the Wisp relocate ganks are so absolutely terrifying. And Funnick, finally, 15 minutes in, not too slow, especially given 3 deaths, has that Blink Dagger up, and Empire, now is the time to try and make something happen. They've found a big timing, finished up, and oh, Silent in trouble, shackled on top. We've got the relocate coming through, and NS and Airman now hunting, realizing that Silent is already dead. They're looking for Funnick, gets reality rifted back. How much longer does NS have? Just a few seconds to call down on top. Funnick's gonna drop right as he gets that all-important blink, and 2 kills going the way of VP, and that's 2 kills the lead for them right now. And without the tier 1 tower up on top, Empire just not able to get in position to try and help out. And yeah, Mechanics 101 by Baseskip. Go Black and Blow in trouble on mid. The reality rift back into the tether stun. Nice defensive disruption, and the stun from the high ground from Scandal, but Blow still in trouble regardless. The purge goes out. Airman gets 1 more reality rift. The stun from Blow turns things around. Killing spree still going to work with that, with the Pulse Nova. And Silent still holding on. No, doesn't have the Fiend Script. Should have Fiend Script before going for the Brain Sap. Now going to be able to steal some mana. Finds a kill. 3 for 2 the exchange. But yeah, nice play from Blow. Finds 1 more Split Earth in amidst the chaos, and that's enough to kill off the Chaos Knight and the Wisp. So actually finding an exchange in favor of Empire right there, and they've got the blink up on Funnick. He's still got the lasso up, and KSI trying to slow things down with these rank 4 Plague Wards, but it should be the tier 1 claims by Empire mid, especially with this double damage up on Scandal. Fortification's gonna pop. VP just stalling as long as they can, but Funnick comes in, finds the drag rock on KSI, and he's on about 10% HP anyway. So goes down regardless. And yeah, if information like that is interesting, please do tell me. If it's a bit asinine, then tell me as well. I think it's interesting. I didn't know for a long time that the tether actually refreshed the duration. The relocate actually refreshed the duration of the tether, but anyway. So 12 for 12, still even for both sides right now, and XP and Gold pogoing back and forth, well, pogoing back and forth 0 right now. About a 1500 gold lead for Empire, but that's an uneven tower trade right now. So 2 towers taken by them, only the 1 taken by VP. Empire, well, Silent just continues to buy up wards. Go Black, not a whole lot of harm to speak of. Gonna have his burn up quite soon. Bladebrain still making some progress towards his Bloodstone, and Funnick blink. He's not gonna have he's not gonna have much else up very soon. The relocate is back up for NS, and Airman, as far as farm goes, now making his way towards a BKB. And once he gets that, he's going to be, well, not going to be untouchable. There is still a Fiend Script. There is still a lasso to waste the majority of the duration, but there just isn't really the damage on Empire to try and bring him down while he's BKB'd. And Funnick just Firefly, slow things down. But slow is not what Empire want. They might be waiting around for a Blink Dagger up on Scandal right now. And he's getting quite close, but still farming extremely defensively. And the relocate gank comes in. Blow Your Brain in trouble. Gonna put out as much damage as he possibly can, but 4 heroes quickly converge, and the kill picked up by Santa as 1 more Split Earth connects. But that's about it, I think. Oh, are they heading down into a dangerous position? They spot it. Funnick jumps in, goes to the drag back. Go Black waiting as well. Soulcatcher on top of Airman, but still quite tanky. The Purge as well, impale through, gets bounced back, gets bounced everywhere, and the Purge damage not quite enough to finish him, but he will drop as Wisp is forced to just TP himself back to base. So a nice pick off there from Empire, and actually punishing the relocate in a big way. There is unfortunately no tower for them to claim down on bot, and they haven't really been able to go for a push up on top just yet, but we'll see if they actually go for top. If they were a long way ahead, then they could try and secure themselves a little bit more gold, but again, the clock is ticking. Empire have to be looking at their wrists right now and saying, well, we might not be able to even push top. We have to try and take the tier 2 on mid. We have to try and take the tier 2 on bot, and then try and get VP back into their base so they can't relocate and gank us. Because, I mean, we're 2 relocates in, and both of them have connected fantastically, while the second one was fortunately punished by Empire. We've almost got, well, fortunately for Empire, punished by Empire, not revealing any biases there. Funnick making his way towards a 4-staff. We've almost got the blink finished up on Scandal. Just waiting around right now, almost up to level 11 as well. The Vendetta does get significantly better as you level it up. I'm getting a little bit of frame drop at the moment, which will hopefully clear up in just a second. So sorry about that one, guys. Again, the connection can be a little bit inconsistent, though. I hope it's still watchable. And as an airman, just make their way up into the dire jungle right now to try and find a little bit of farm. They've set up an observer ward, they've set up a sentry. They've got some safe farming space up here right now, and this observer ward, great, especially in terms of finding those relocate pickoffs. So a nice decision there. Empire playing a little bit more 5-man right now. They don't want to lose this blink, I want to say, on Scandal. He does, well, it does already have enough gold, but the Courier just doing laps right now, and goes up. Bloodstone finished for Blow Your Brain. They've got a lot of significant items almost finished, but Airman and NS, they're waiting up in the high ground. The Reality Rift back onto Blow Your Brain. He's going to be losing charges almost immediately. No, can he find the Splitter Earth stun? He needs it. Nice Nightmare keeping him alive for now, and Airman's going to drop. There's the disruption as well. Fiend's Grip on NS. Huge punish, and Blow Your Brain survives. Actually walks away with 2 more Bloodstone charges to his name. I thought he was about to lose a third. But nicely played from Empire. We got the Nightmare. We got the defensive disruption, keeping Blow up. And just fantastic play from them. Just the coordination absolutely phenomenal. And the rest of VP is just sitting back in their jungle and thinking, what the hell just happened? And Empire now going to be making their move up towards top. The lasso not available right now, but the blink now up on Scandal, so they've got some more initiation coming that way. And the tier 1 probably not going to be contested, though. It might just be a trade down on bot as Silent goes down to defend. And just picking up some bracers, picking up some easy tank for him. And the frame drop continues. I'm sorry, guys. I guess connection just freaking out a little bit. And it's happening at odd times, so I'm not necessarily sure what's going on. I might even change my router's firmware. But, yeah. Ugh. I hate it when it happens, but it happens. And for some reason it didn't happen when I was casting Adroids over the weekend, so it might have something to do with partnered and unpartnered streams, but that's purely speculation on my part. So VP playing a little bit more 5-man right now. Airman, 5 deaths to his name, in fact. It's going to be quite a slow BKB, and that's something Empire have to be glad about. Scandal's going to find himself a haste. And what are they waiting around for right now? Silent's going to be making his way towards a BKB, though. I don't know, I feel like Empire, if they wait around for a BKB on Bane or another pickup on Go Black, even just, though the 4-staff is now finished on Funnick. We've got people logging in on Skype, so I'm just gonna very quickly stuff it. No time. Blow Your Brain's dying. Relocate gank came in, and this time they do manage to steal those Bloodstone charges from him. Scandal comes up. He's hasted. He's Vendetta. He's looking for picks. He's looking for Santa. He's gonna throw out the spiked Carapace right as, well, right as the CK and Wisp make their exit. Santa goes left, he goes right, he goes up, he walks into Go Black, he 4-stabs, and manages to buy some mech components before he dies. But there was no avenue of escape for him there. And Empire now group up on mid. The thought that I was trying to get out before Skype logins and action was, if Empire keep waiting around for item pickups, then it just keeps going later and later, and they can't really afford to. Yeah. He goes every direction and then he dies regardless. So, Empire vision, frankly, a bit lackluster from them right now. They don't have a single ward on the map. VP holding all the vision, and they've got all of these relocate gank wards set up. So if anyone is off farming by themselves, trying to get that next item up, VP always ready for the punish, and that relocate's going to be up quite soon. Action happening on mid. Airman tries to jump through with the Reality Rift, but immediately stunned by the Impale. Looks like he's going to drop just from the Flame Break damage. KSI wanders in, going to throw out the Poison Nova. Shackle does connect on 2, hold down in over the top. Scandal will drop, and Crazy, he's finished his PKB, and he's going to work. Finds 1 kill, double kill for him. Blow Your Brain still trying to do the best he can, but Crazy just completely immune. Scandal jumps back into the fight, throws out the Carapace, doesn't really find anything. Nice Shackle up onto the Silent, though Funnick still chasing down 4 dead and going to be looking to make it a 5th as Crazy does drop. Blow Your Brain again sneakily surviving at the end of that fight. So It is a 5-4-2, well 5-for-3 exchange with the buyback going back through from Scandal, but another nice team fight for Empire there. And even with the fantastic Shackle and the call down on top, Empire retreating at the right times and just from there doing a good job. I'm still on the Radiance vision. Sorry about that one, guys. And yeah, Funnick now finding even more farm. Airman still nowhere close to that BKB. Though Crazy doing a great job coming through with his, and he's almost up to level 16 as well, so that call down about to get even a little bit scarier. And yeah, Blow the Magician survives one more time at about 10 HP. He's now got some Boots of Travel online. And the game drags on, about 5 kills the lead for Empire, about a 5k XP lead, and about a 5k gold lead. So both graphs looking very, very similar there. KSI comes down to do a little bit of warding. He's got the Inviscerine waiting for him to try and make his escape, and this ward provides pretty much no vision, but it is, it's quite useful. Well, actually, it provides a bit, but there's actually a sight blocker here. No, I can't draw. I've got a relocate happening bot. So Blow maybe in trouble. Isn't able to find the split earth, and 2 seconds done. Maybe all that he needs. There is a nightmare up, and NS not wanting to pull that one off. Oh, the Fiend's grip onto NS. So much hate going his way, and Airman, nothing he can do but watch. Will Blow survive this? Doesn't look like he will, but Airman lifted up into the air by the Impale, and 3 for 1 going to be the exchange. Big heal popping off as well from the Leshrac, and over at the pit, Santa and Crazy finding a kill on Go Black, and now Santa trying to make his escape. So VP still finding these exchanges, but Empire a little bit better out of every single one. Now a 6 kill lead. And Crazy now able to make his way back towards some damage. Almost up to level 16, and probably just going to be looking towards that Manta style in just a second. Scandal, still the blank, still looking to make things happen. The lasso is up on Funnick, though he's pretty low on mana right now, so wouldn't be able to blink lasso and force. So probably just going to look to put some pressure on. And Silent making some good progress towards his BKB, but again, clock is ticking for Empire, and I think they've really got to go. Crazy and Airman are getting scarier and scarier, and option's going to be Empire heading into the Roshan pit right now. They get a little bit of dewarding done, but I think this Radiant Ward is providing the meagerest amount of vision. The thought before the relocate was there's a vision blocker here to prevent the dire side just standing on this hill and having full side over here, so that's why this ward is actually a little bit weird. But anyway, we're about to get a fight breaking out. Go Black with the disruption up on KSI. Sound comes through the brain set. He does manage to get the Poison Nova off, connect on 2, but looks like Empire going to be pretty strong in this fight, and Airman and S actually down on bot, just pushing. They do have the relocate available, and there are some cheeky options with the Roshan pit as well. You can relocate up onto the high ground, and then CK reality rifts himself down while Wisp just waits up here. Nice and safe, no option to try and pick him up. We've got some power shots flying through, but Empire should be fine to grab this, and Funnick now looking for a pick. He's going to grab Crazy right as the BKB pops. A lot of the duration going to be wasted, but actually bringing him in towards the fight. Now the relocate in over the top. Nice Tetherstone. The call down going to be connecting on everyone, and Santa, huge shackle as well. Sal trying to make his escape, but VP looking so strong right now. Santa going to pop the mech as well, looking for this kill. The relocate actually launched from here, so NS comes back. He's going to be able to find this kill in a 4-0 wipe, going in favor of VP. Roshan still alive, and nicely played. Crazy actually with that, well, with the lasso, finding himself exactly where he wanted to be. And more framed up for me. Sorry about that one, guys. But VP heading to the pit, and they're going to be able to claim themselves Roshan. This might be the beginning of the end for Empire. And now they're chasing for this. Oh, there's the reality rift back. 2 seconds stun up on Sound. They're going to have another Tether stun in just a second, and they don't even need it. But there's the shackle. And it's going to drop, and it's just rolling pickoffs right now from VP. Funnick did manage to find a kill on KSI at the same time, dragging him. Well, he's now stuck down in the pit, and Airman looks for the reality rift, does manage to find it. 2 seconds stun up on Funnick, heading over towards mid. Blow and Go Black make their way through. Santa down in the pit. NS up on the high ground along with Crazy and Airman. So Santa a little bit split off right now. Going to throw a power shot. Not going to connect on anyone, and oh, NS gets spotted up by Scandal. There wasn't actually a way out through these trees. No, there was, but it just blocked off by. Was just blocked off by Scandal. BKB purchased by Airman, and Crazy, while he pops his BKB, will be purged. Throws down the call down, just looking to scare everybody off, and Blow just waiting on the very edge there for some safe passage. But Crazy with that move speed, I think he's going to be fine to escape. And Airman now rejoining the fight. It's just classic Russian Dota on both sides. And only a 3-kill lead right now for Empire, so VP pulling it back. And again, I'm I mean, I touched on it early on, and I'm lagging out of my mind right now. So please encode frames. Please don't be dropped. That as soon as the aggression was turned around from Empire, as soon as they found themselves on the back foot, that's really the beginning of the end. XP swinging back towards 0, along with the gold. And yeah, not looking super promising right now, especially since there are still tier 2s up in all of these lanes for VP. We've just crossed 30 minutes at the same time, and Crazy's farm just looking ridiculous. He's still got that Aegis, and that's going to buy VP at least another 6 minutes of Empire just having to sit back. So definitely not looking great for Empire right now. But down, perhaps not out. They can still find rolling pickoffs. They could still find Iraqs, but it's going to be significantly more difficult now than it was just a few short minutes ago. And VP not going for a smoke, looking to put some aggression on of their own. And where are they headed? They've still got some nice vision around the map. They haven't been able to refresh those relocate wards. They're going to relocate heading in. Not actually going to spot anyone. Salt making a very speedy retreat. The Force Staff through. The Tether's still there. They need to find this Reality Rift, but the tree is just in the way. A homing missile will connect in just a second. Scandal comes in, throws out the Carapace. The drag back onto Santa. He might be in a little bit of trouble. Oh, the Impale connects through as well, but Crazy just going to work. Now Fiend Script up out of that BKB. Now taking some nice damage from Blow Your Brain. Will drop, but still has that Aegis in hand. Unfortunately, NS all the way off here. Airman trying to rejoin the fight, and KSI making his way back through. There's a disruption as the Rocket Barrage continues to do damage, but Crazy will be dropped. And now the Reality Rift in from Airman is just taking so much damage from a very angry Leshrac right now. The stun will connect on NS. He's in trouble. Oh, well, still a few seconds. An X Tether Blow going to back himself off. Fairly low on mana. Airman will drop. Funnick and Silent now coming back into this fight. KSI, the target. There's an Impale. There's everything thrown at him, and a double kill picked up for SS there. Oh, and the Flame Break knocking NS back. One stack of Sticky, pretty much all they need. No tether targets available. He can turn himself around, but Empire 5 for 1 the trade, and still showing their strength in these fights, and even picking off the Aegis and then picking up the Gyrocopter a second time. So nicely played from them. And VP just, I think, a bit of a disorganized team fight from them. They sort of took it after the relocate and sent NS and Airman back. And then from there, just sort of coming into the fight 1v1 and getting picked to pieces. So Empire plunging the XP and the gold back in their favor right now. But we'll see if it's going to be enough. 11 Bloodstone charges now up on Below Your Brain. Go Black, not a whole lot of farm to speak of. Funnick making his way towards an AC, so going to be a big help. As far as breaking the base goes, especially for this lineup, they don't really have a whole bunch of right-click damage, and unless the edict is working its magic, it's going to be really slow towers from here on out. And there's still tier 2s for them to try and push through. So doing valiantly, but again, I still think even with the golden XP swinging back out, they are a little bit behind right now. And Airman and S just looking for a relocate pick. They don't have any wards up right now. This is the Radiant Vision, so not a whole lot to speak of. Can't really find the pickoffs, and Silent baiting a little bit with his life. Doesn't actually have a TP, but he does have a full 10-second BKB up right now, and buys that TP, so should be fine. There isn't anything to cancel a BKB TP on the side of VP, and no, I didn't actually screw up the vision. Those illusions just don't have all that much hiding up in the trees. Crazy, Demon Edge picked up, going to be making his way towards probably just an MKB next, and Empire just waiting around a little bit right now. Scandal, Sanj picked up, probably going to be making his way towards a Heaven's Halberd, and Blade Brain now going back for a BKB, though I don't think Empire can relent. They've now got the AC finished up on Funnick, so I thought it was actually a ways away, but doing a nice job. They've got some Ancients stacked up a little bit by VP, but not really a huge stack, and Empire now wandering down. Are there any center wards on the map for the Radiant side? It doesn't look like it, so Funnick looking for the pick, and Firefly is still about half the duration. He's got the Blink. Force Staff's in. Blink on cooldown. Not able to find the drag. Shackled up right as he uses the drag, and Crazy in trouble. Fiend's Grip on him, using the mech to try and keep him alive. Will drop. Poison Nova already thrown out by KSI, but Blow Your Brain going to work. BKB actually finished. Just look at this angry Leshrac doing what he does best, and Santa trying to make his escape. Will be killed off by the Brain Sap there from Silent. He's stunned back, but he's back behind all of his allies, and Airman, the BKB, not enough. Gets purged up by Goblak. 4-0 the exchange from Empire, and Leshrac absolutely wreaking havoc amongst the ranks. Now 15 Bloodstone charges up his sleeve. There.
Radiant structures
And
are
fortification's gonna pop, but the lone wisp, the only one left to defend, and no buybacks available for the Radiant side right now aside from that lone wisp. So 2-2's gonna fall on mid. Roshan's still a couple of minutes away, and CK and the gyrocopter still both on the deck for about 20 seconds. So Empire just gonna head straight up onto the high ground, and the AC a big help as far as finding this tower goes. And Funnick looks to the drag, will be able to find it back onto KSI. He's going to be killed off almost immediately, and these rolling pickoffs from Empire are working fantastically. They should be able to find at least one Rax here, perhaps a second. And Range Rax going to follow in short order. There is still a tier 2 down on bot, and there is still a tier 2 on top, so hold that second Rax aspiration. They're going to have to back off, but nicely played from Empire. And two big back-to-back team fights, really swinging things back in their favor. And the BKB is just not enough. I mean, Crazy, he got picked off before that fight even began, so couldn't really do all that much. And he has been a huge asset for VP, but Fiend's Grip, everything thrown out on him before the fight even began, and couldn't do anything. So VP, they're going to be a little bit better once they're at full strength, but now Denarax, they need to be mitigating their lanes a little bit more, and this definitely spells trouble. We've got a Heaven's Halberd now up on the Nyx, going to be a pain in the ass for the gyrocopter. 4.5 second disable on him, and now Blow Your Brain just tanking up a little bit more, probably going to be making his way towards Shiva's. So Silent, it's just scouting with the invis, probably can't kill off Sante. He's a little bit too tanky, unless someone else comes down. And Silent, he wants this. He doesn't actually have a TP. He needs to probably make his escape. Doesn't want to get caught back in Radiant territory, especially with these Radiant wards up right now. VP, that's a little bit more defensive. They haven't had an excursion into the dire side of the map for a while, and that means they haven't been able to find those relocate wards, and from there haven't been able to find the relocate picks, which has definitely been a problem for them. And as just tanking up a little bit right now with an Ogre Club. We'll see what it's going to be. Could be a Heaven's Halberd, though there isn't really a big right clicker over on Empire, so perhaps perhaps going to be the BKB for him, just so he can stay closer to Airman in these fights. And Airman, not a whole lot of item progress since we saw that BKB online for him. And Funnick jumps in, gets the drag back, splits off the Wisp. Nice follow-up stun from Blow. And NS just going to be abandoned right now by Airman, trying to make his escape. Is there anything to cancel this one off? Silent needs to get in range. Not quite. And thank you, Clinch, in chat. That's very much appreciated. Though my stream is lagging like a mofo at the moment, so probably have to sort that one out. Scandal scouting a little bit with Vendetta. He's going to spot out KSI. Oh, Vendetta doing half of his health. Couple more right clicks, all they need. Funnick comes in, trying to find a kill. Oh, nice shackled. Not sure how that one latched. Funnick now in trouble, but the Flamebreaker already used it, so no space for him. He's almost dead, but actually manages to shoot up on the high ground. And Airman reality rifts himself up high. NS, he's going to drop before he can relocate Airman back. This is chaos. 3 already dead on the side of VP, and Silent now turns around. Airman manages to reality rift himself now down onto the low ground, but just being burned to death. The Soul Catcher on top as well. Wicked sick double kill for Blow Your Brain. And now travels himself immediately over to top, wants this tier 2. And yeah, quality is just it's GG well played. GG well played. That's gonna be it. VP tap out. And yeah, I'm lagging pretty heavily at the moment, and so stream quality not great, but I stream from Australia, as Ryan Editor said. Yeah, that's gonna be GG. VP tap out. I think they might have still had a chance, but just don't want to fight all the way back, and I guess Airman and Crazy both dead for 25 seconds. It would have probably been another Rax for Empire. And yeah, they're going to take the set. Nicely played by them. Really thought that VP were looking pretty good once they had those BKBs up, but weren't really able to hold on to that. Well, there wasn't really an advantage, but just weren't able to hold on to the Rax, and that's going to be it. So thanks everyone for tuning in. This was the Raid Call Dota 2 League. As always, I am Baseskip, bringing you guys this game, and a big thanks to the organizers of this event for allowing me to provide this unofficial coverage. Thanks everyone for tuning in. A reminder that AC and Rascal were the official English coverage for this game. That's going to be it from me, since it is now coming up on 6 a.m. for me right now. So thanks everyone for tuning in. If you've got any feedback for me as far as my casting goes, please just leave a message in chat or send me an email at baseskipdota@gmail.com. But that's going to be it for me. I'm probably going to spectate some more Dota before falling asleep. But thanks everyone for everyone who tuned in. If you want to support me, I guess you can follow on Twitch, you can subscribe on YouTube, I have a Twitter, there's a lot of links down below. You guys know the whole shtick, but thanks, I hope to see you for future